Dear Mr. President, allow me to greet the people of this great nation through you. Mwauka bwanji, mwauka buti, muli bwanji, muli uli. I write to you knowing that the buck stops with you, and that anything that happens in our country, knowing that whether it is a civil servant, officer, district, whatever, they all preside in your name and office of the president. Mr. President, so much has happened in our country which you seem not to be concerned, nor to hear the voices of the minority, nor showing some remorse. Allow me to remind you of the kind of people you preside over. This nation is called a Christian nation, meaning that we the citizens hold and uphold godly values and principles and morals as number one before anything else. As much as that, when anyone is seeking the office of the presidency or any public office, hence before anything else, they must be familiar with these facts. Unfortunately, many see our goodness as a weakness, thereby going by doing all sorts of things, especially in your government, in corruption, knowing that we the citizens, we won't do nothing about it. Mr. President, I'm talking about the people who surround you, the so-called advisors. Why do they look as if they have power more than you? They can even beat up police officers in your face and going away with it. That's going with murder. That makes me so sad even when I look at the famous fire tenders. Like $1 million each, like they smell fire without even driving it. Like it is just self-operated or driven. Maybe it fries. Tell us, Mr. President, the buck stops with you. If these people are bringing your name in disrepute, why then you seem not to act? If we can spend such money and resources on substandard machines, it means we do have money, but we only lack priorities. Mr. President, this calls for reflections as you are in your holiday there. Think of a time when the people of these great nations voted for you, Mr. President. I remember that smile on your face, the Lungu star. Why did they vote for you and not another? Taking someone to plot one is not liking them, but it is what you promised to bring to the table and country. Mr. President, remember the day the people cheered for you. It's not that they did like you, but they believed that their lives were now going to be better. But what we see now is the opposite. The lives of the citizens are now worse off. Just because we don't do as other people do in other countries doesn't mean we are stupid or weak. We are just good people. That's just it. That's just who we are. Mr. President, do not take our goodness for weaknesses. You together with everyone in cabinet, you make up a system. If then somewhere there seems to be a leak, it means you have to check it. We don't see that. Do we then say you have failed? If this is the best you can offer, your best then is not good enough. I'm not looking for fame. I just want to bring the voices of the jobless, the widows, the youth who cannot afford to go to school, lack services and medicine, hospitals and clinics, and the disabled people who have no opportunities, and make them famous to you. Mr. President, we ask and bring these things to your attention because we know that you are an answer. What good then is cure, not responding to a sickness? Harmony and satisfaction is when a problem meets its answer. Our nation is endowed by so much minerals, resources. We did not create these, but by the love of God Unfortunately, only the filthy rich seem to be benefiting and becoming more richer and poorer. For the minorities, actually the majority of the citizens are getting poorer and poorer. The margin is devastating. Allow me to make this famous to you. Number 1, education. Mr. President, think of this. All the ministers' children taken abroad for education after graduating, this come back to this country. There wouldn't be much effect. But if we developed our own schools and universities, the whole country would be developed. Unfortunately, the people in charge of higher education still think they are more educated than lecturers. Just because you are a professor or doctor doesn't mean you are right in what you do. Maybe they are educational illiterate. Here we need someone who is more understanding and not confrontational. If we deny people of a chance to go to university or college, we deny them a chance of one day coming up with a cure for cancer or HIV. Secondly, cadalism. Thieves and criminals, the so-called cadres, tend to have so much power than the police, as long as they come in your name, as long as they can put up a party regalia, then they are untouchable. Why then should your name be associated with such characters? They harass people everywhere. Mr. President, you and I know that it is more profitable starting your own business, but we know that our own gallant parents, brothers and sisters have given themselves to work for this country. And our country is moving because of these people, the so-called civil servants, not evil as evil servants. Maybe only the ministers are evil ministers. Have given themselves, but unfortunately, they ain't getting paid and others' salaries are delaying. The question then remains, how did we get here? Mr. President, this wouldn't make me so sad if that woman in the village could be provided with clean water. If only that girl who is only 13 could finish her school and not engage in prostitution. If that marketeer could be empowered without being asked which party she belongs to. It is said that you are a reflection of your friends, but then we have seen that some of the ministers declaring that they are bootlickers. In fact, bootlicker number 1, they even have positions like players in a soccer match. We don't know who's number 2, but I know of one who is bootlicker number 1. What then do we say? Citizens, especially the poor people, all look to you, sir. What we need is not too much. We just need priorities, which you seem not to have. Maybe you need to change your specs. The young people can no longer be used as tools of violence, but deserve better. I hope I made these things famous to you. We are waiting for action. My fellow citizens, I have done my part. It's time we begin to talk about these things which concern us. It hates when we see what is out there in the rural areas. This is not what our forefathers fought for. They fought for equality, development in all parts of the country. It's now time that these politicians, these weak politicians, begin to see us as people and not just voters. We deserve better. We deserve to be loved. If they begin to love, they would care. I long for a great nation. I long for the Zambian dream. We are going to the Zambian dream as long as we can put in quality leadership. This has been HB Adamson.